My name is Mohammad Qasim Khan. I am from Department of Computer Science. Today we will study the second unit of our course, Information Security. And this unit we will study the main theme of attacks and monitoring. First we will study the concept of attacks and information security system. Attacks. Any deliberate attempt by the individual, outsider or inside of the system to compromise the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the information system is called an attack. The main objective of the attack is to modify, destroy, disrupt, or modify the information stored in computer system. There are many effects of attacks like interception. Unauthorized access to information is called interception. And the effect of this is to compromise the confidentiality of the system. And second is interruption. Information or service become unavailable to the user. The effect is that the availability of the system is compromised. Third is modification. Unauthorized alteration of information by the outsider or insider, we called it attacker, to compromise the integrity of the system. Fourth is fabrication. Fabrication means the attacker devise a new code or program to attack an information on the system, which is the authenticity, which will be compromise the authenticity of the system. These four categories form the classical model used in information security to exploit how attackers threaten the core security properties of information systems. Attacks have two categories. First is passive attacks and the second is active attacks. Passive attacks, attacker monitor the information, whether it is stored in systems or it is transmitted within the two parties within information system. It is difficult to detect such type of attacks. It do not alter any data information. It only sniffing the information during the processing. It affect the confidentiality of systems. And the other attack is active attacks. Active attacks modify or destroy information. It is easier to detect. Alteration or disruption of data is the main theme of this attack. It affects integrity, availability, and authenticity of the information. Passive attacks, we call it sniffing. Like eavesdropping, as a user communicate with system or with another user within a system, and the third party or attacker sniffing the data during the transmissions. We called it eavesdropping. Packet sniffing. When a user send a packet to another party, a man at the middle sniff this packet. We called it packet sniffing. And third is the attacker analyze the whole traffic during the processing of information. An active attack or sniffing, type of attack in which an attacker actively alter, disrupt, delete, modify, or inject data or system resources. Two main methods for sniffing data from switch local area network are encountered. First is media access control flooding, and second is spoofed access resolution protocol messages. Active attacks have many categories like malware, ransomware, DOS, DDoS, we call it denial of service or distributed denial of service attack, data modification, phishing, spoofing, and another is ice-linked hooping attack, in which attacker compromises one system, system 1, and then going to the second system on this same information system to compromise this computer 1 or 2 from, and that from it hoop to another system as well, and same way he can move from one system to another system and the whole information realm. Common modern attacks including malware like viruses, worms, Trojan horses. These softwares are codes intentionally designed to infiltrate, damage, disrupt, steal information. Ransomware encrypt a victim files, lock the computer systems, or both, making the data inaccessible to legal users. Spyware are the attacks secretly installed on system, smartphone or other devices to monitor user activity, collect sensitive information like password, username, and transmit it to another attacker without the permission of or consent of the legal user. Phishing attacks. These attacks, the attacker impersonate a trusted person, organization, or service to deceive victim into revealing sensitive information or performing action that benefit the attacker. And next is social engineering. Attacker manipulates, deceives, or psychologically influences people into revealing confidential information or perform action that compromise the security of the system. 6 is password attack, which include brute force, dictionary attack. We have already discussed these two topics in our first unit. However, we will have to look into these again. Attack in which attacker attempt to obtain a user password to gain unauthorized access to computer system, network system, or any application program or online accounts. Number 7 is denial of service, DOS attack, in which the attacker attempt to make a computer system, network system, website, or online service unavailable to its legitimate users by overwhelming it within excessive traffic or exploiting system vulnerabilities. Distributed denial of service attack, in which multiple compromised computers or internet connected devices simultaneously send massive amount of traffic or data or request to a system which is targeted by the attacker, making it unavailable to the legitimate user. Ninth is SQL injection, a code injection attack in which an attacker insert malicious structured query language statements into an application input file or fields such as log forms, search boxes, or URL parameters. 10 is cross-site scripting, a web application security vulnerability in which an attacker injects malicious client-side script, usually JavaScripts, into a trusted website. When other user visit the vulnerable page, the malicious script executed inside their web browser. And 11 is man at the middle. Man in the middle attack, in which an attacker secretly intercept, monitor, or sometimes alters the communication between two parties within a system who believe they are communicating directly with each other and no one is intercepting them. 12 is session hijacking, Attack in which an attacker takes control of user active session within a website or application by stealing or predicting the session IDs, like a user enter to his online account and bank system and close the browser directly and not close the or log out the system. Then the session for that period will be started will be also encountered. Third is insider attack, a security threat in which a trusted individual within organization or within information system misuse their authorized access to compromise the organization information system, data or resources. 14th is spoofing, attacking techniques in which an attacker pretends to be a trusted person, device, website, email, or network resource by falsifying identity information. 15 is data breaches, a security incident in which confidential, sensitive, or protected information is accessed, disclosed, stolen, copied, or used by unauthorized individual. Denial of service attack prevent the system from processing or responding to legitimate traffic or request for resources or objects. The most common form of denial of service attack is transmitting so many data packets to a server that it cannot process them all. We called it flooding. Denial of service attack include distributed DOS attack. Attacker compromise several systems on internet and use them as launching platform against one or more victim systems. The compromised system used in the attack are often called slaves or zombies. And the another is DRDoS attack, distributed reverse DOS attack or reflected DOS attack. The attack function by sending numerous updates, sessions, or control packets to various internet service servers or routers with the spoofed source address of the intended victim. Two general types of DOS attacks are crashing a system or network. The attacker can send a victim data or packets it is not expecting. This attacks requires little to perform and human interaction to fix it. Second is flooding the system or network with so much information that it cannot respond. This attack requires more energy from the attacker. Recovering requires minimal human intervention. Example of DOS attack including ping of death. Ping of death is an attack implies an or oversized packet. Using special tools, our attacker can send numerous oversized ping packet to the victim system to compromise. Land attack occurs when an attacker sends numerous synchronization packet to a system or a victim, and the synchronization packet have been spoofed to use the same source and destination IP address and port number as a victim. Smurf attack includes when amplifying server or network is used to flood a victim with useless data and the system will not respond to the legitimate user. When you can attack as a specialized result against Windows operating systems out of band TCP data is sent to the victim system, which causes the operating system to freeze. CPU hog. CPU being flooded with more network traffic than it is capable of processing. Example of DOS attacks include stream attack occur when a large number of packets are sent to numerous ports on a victim system using a random source and sequence numbers. Teardrops attack occur when an attacker exploit a bug an operating system. The bug exists in the routine used to reassemble, resequencing fragmented packets, and spoofing as art of pretending to be something other than what you are, consisting of replacing the valid source ID and our destination IP address and node number with false ones. It involved the most attacks become it grant attacker the ability to hide their identity through misdirection. Spoofing attack have many types. It include IP spoofing. An attacker use IP address of another system, another computer to acquire information or gain access. Email spoofing. In essence, the email looked like it came from a legal user, but really it is not sent by that person. Someone who was impersonating that person to send it. Web spoofing. Create a fake website that closely resemble or legitimate website to deceive user and to believing they are visiting the genuine website. Non-technical spoofing include attacks concentrate on compromising only the human element of the company information system or any system. This is done through social engineering techniques. Thank you for your attention. This concludes our first part of unit number 2 of information security. We hope you have enjoyed our lectures. Please review today's lectures including their topics and prepare for the next topic on next part of unit. Allah Hafiz.